Hi, my name is Connor. This is my kitchen. Today, I'm making a smoked tri-tip dinner. So today I'm making a smoked tri-tip with a pastrami spice rub, some bacon garlic Brussels sprouts, and some crispy smashed potatoes. Alright, let's get cooking. I've got a 3-pound tri-tip roast here, but first I'm going to make the pastrami spice. I'm going to take some black peppercorns, juniper berries, and mustard seeds. Make sure when you're pouring your seeds, you pour them low. If you pour them high, they'll splatter all out like this. So make sure you pour them low. I'm going to go ahead and put these over a cast iron skillet over medium heat and make sure I do not burn them. If you burn them, you get a gross bitter taste on your meat and you do not want that. But after they're nice and fragrant, maybe a minute, I'm going to grind them up and this is what they'll look like. I'm going to go ahead and add 3 tablespoons of kosher salt, 4 tablespoons of brown sugar. You can use light or dark. I use light here. 1 tablespoon of ground coriander, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of ginger, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. You're going to go ahead and mix all of that up. Make sure you get everything nice and evenly distributed. You can toss it if you need to. Don't spill it like I did. I'm here to make the mistakes for you. And that is what your dry brine is going to look like. We're going to go ahead and put that all over the meat. Make sure you season it nice and well. You want to make sure all of it is coated. Now, I messed up here. I should have cut this fat cap off. Because when you're smoking it, it's not going to render down in like a traditional way as searing it in a cast iron pan or baking it in the oven would. But again, I'm here to make the mistakes so you don't have to. But anyways, we're going to get that nice and coated in our pastrami spice. Make sure literally everything is coated. You want that spice to penetrate through every piece of the meat so it's all nice and seasoned. And now we're going to put our roast in the fridge and let it brine overnight. Then once it's done brining, we're going to take it out and put it over some pecan smoke at 225 degrees until it reaches an internal temperature of about 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Now we're going to talk about sides. I'm doing crispy smashed potatoes and some garlic bacon Brussels sprouts. So for the Brussels sprouts, we're going to cut the bottom off, take out any of the outer leafy layers, and then cut in half, just like this. And there you have some perfect Brussels sprouts. Now you do. We're going to set all of those aside, get them all cut and peeled. Then we're going to have some boiling water that's going to steam up your camera, and then you're going to dump all of those Brussels sprouts in. Now it's baking time. We're going to take about 10 ounces of bacon here and cut it up into some small pieces. You can cut them up as big or small as you want. Keep in mind though, if you make some bigger pieces, you're going to get chewier bacon because it's not going to render out as much fat. But if you make them into smaller pieces, it's going to render out a little bit more fat. You're going to get some crispier bacon and probably some more flavorful Brussels sprouts because you're going to cook the Brussels sprouts in that bacon fat. But anyways, once you have all your bacon cut up, you're going to throw it in the cast iron pan while your Brussels sprouts are blanching. And we're going to cook our bacon to our preferred doneness. And then we're going to go over and slice 2 cloves of garlic. We're going to press them, crush them, get those skins off, and finally mince them. And after we finally mince them, we're going to strain our Brussels sprouts, boil our potatoes in some cold water starting out. That's going to make sure our potatoes cook evenly. And then we're going to add our garlic to the mix, let it go into that bacon fat for about 30 seconds or until fragrant, and add our now strained Brussels sprouts to the mix. You're going to want to mix it up at first, but then you're just going to want to let it set and get a nice crust on it. Just make sure you get some nice color on it. That's where we're going to get those nice roasty flavors in there, and it's going to make it these Brussels sprouts. That's what we're looking for, some nice color on it. Make sure you get this on there. We're going to add our bacon to it after we know we have some nice color on our sprouts. Mix it all up and set aside until we are ready to serve. And now to check our potatoes done is, we're going to insert a fork, and it's going to go in with no resistance. Now I'm going to try using this way to mash it, but it just destroyed the potato. You can also use like a flat spatula and a wooden dowel if you have it, to use it sort of like a smash burger, but I'm going to try something different. I'm going to strain off all my potatoes, put them on my cutting board, make sure they're in a nice even layer because we want all of these potatoes to be even so they get a nice sear, all of them. And then we're going to take some parchment paper, lay it over the potatoes, put a baking sheet over top, and just press. And press and press and press. You want to make sure you smush them down, but you don't want to make them absolutely completely flat. You want to give some structure. Remove it, and there we go. We have some nice flat sides that we're going to introduce to some smoking hot bacon fat. Yep, we're still cooking in that bacon fat from earlier, but it's still good. Nothing is burnt in it. We're going to add our potatoes and get some nice crust on them. And now that we've got all our potatoes going, we're going to check them. Yeah, that's what we're looking for, a nice burnished brown crust on top. Now we're going to flip all of our potatoes over and try to get a nice even sear on the other side with that. We're going to add some kosher salt and some freshly ground black pepper. Make sure you season these potatoes nice and good. You don't want to under-season potatoes. And now we've got our roast out. We're going to take it, slice it. You can do thick slices, thin slices, whatever you want to do. I chose to do some medium thick slices. But honestly, I think this pastrami rub goes great on this tri-tip roast, and the smoking flavor just ties it back to that pastrami. It just tastes so freaking good. So I'm going to get ahead and take our bacon Brussels sprouts, our crispy smashed potatoes, and place some of our pastrami smoked tri-tip on top. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you try the recipe. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like it.